Today, Thursday, 1st of October 2015. Paper highlights read by Christina Arulselvam. First, let's look at the paper highlights of Daily Mirror. SL judicial system isn't equipped to prop allegations. Zaid call upon SL to criminalize hate speech, urge to disband commission on missing persons. Retreat is called for setting up for a hybrid special court. The human rights chief Zaid Ra'ad Al Hussein yesterday reiterated his call for the setting of hybrid special court to address accountability and justice issues in Sri Lanka, asserting the domestic criminal justice system is not equipped the present to conduct the credible investigation into the breadth and magnitude of allegation documented in the report. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror will deal with the past honestly. MS at UN. President Sirisena addresses the 70th session of the UN General Assembly. President Maithripala Sirisena addressing the 70th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York yesterday said that fundamental requirement to achieve his government main vision, sustainable development and reconciliation, was to deal with the past honestly and build the modern nation, and that in the dealing with the past, Sri Lanka would use the process of truth-seeking, justice, reparation and non-recurrence. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, Obama commends SL efforts. The US President Barack Obama praised President Maithripala Sirisena commitment and the action taken for strengthening democracy and good governance in Sri Lanka at the meeting between the two leaders on the sideline of 70th session of UNGA yesterday. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, an international prosecutor due here. A representative of the Japanese delegation said yesterday at the UNHRC Moto Noguchi, a top international prosecutor would visit Sri Lanka in October. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, PM electoral reforms by end of the year. The new electoral system would be enacted at the end of this year with support of all political parties, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said yesterday. Another news highlight from Daily Mirror, 290 and 300 years of Rai for town hall bombers. The first and the second accused in the 1999 LTTE attempting on the life of former President Chandrika Kumaratunga at an election meeting were sentenced at 290 and 300 years, rigorous imprisonments respectively in run concurrently with 30 years. Now let's move to the paper highlights of Daily News. UNHRC stands by Sri Lanka. Member nation of the UNHRC that took part in its 30th session yesterday stood by the domestic inquiry mechanism proposed by Sri Lankan government with the support of cooperation of international stakeholders. Despite heavy lobbying from certain sections of Tamil diaspora and majority of key members of the UNHRC settled for an inquiry mechanism owned by Sri Lanka, has mentioned in the resolution presented to the 30th session of UNHRC. The UK yesterday reiterated its commitment to supporting Sri Lanka towards achieving meaningful justice, reparation and the lasting peace and stability. Another news highlight from Daily News, PM for 25% female representation in local bodies. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe yesterday said that 25% of the seat in local government body should be reserved for women. Still, we are discussing the procedure and hoping to bring the amendment period to the next local government post and implement at the election which is scheduled to be held in March next year, the Premier said. Another news highlight from Daily News, government to work with UNHRC, safeguard human rights. Ravinatha. Sri Lanka government will work with the United Nations Human Rights Council and international community to take necessary steps to safeguard and uphold the human rights of all citizens. Permanent representative of Sri Lankan Ambassador Ravinatha Priyasinghe said. He was addressing in the UN Human Rights Council 30th session yesterday when the report of the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights on Sri Lanka was taken up for the debate. Now let's move to the paper highlights from Ceylon today. US resolution to be adopted today. Sri Lanka will work with the UNHRC, Ravinatha. The United States, Sri Lanka co-sponsored the UN Draft Resolution 2015 that would be adopted since voting by the UN member countries was put off for today due to a delay in commencing the discussion on Sri Lanka, which was followed by UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Zeid Ra'ad Al Hussein's speech yesterday afternoon in Geneva. Let's so funny, we don't talk anymore. Former President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga and Mahinda Rajapaksa, through seated next to each other, act like strangers, neither speaking or no greeting one another at the function held at the BMICH in the commemorate at the 16th anniversary of the election department yesterday. Another news highlight from Ceylon today: association attempt to CBK accused sentence. Colombo High Court Judge Padmini Ranawaka Gunatilaka stands, who were found guilty of accused serious injury in attempting to kill former President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga. We brought you the paper highlights of today's newspaper. We will bring you more tomorrow.